Good morning from the before. The front yard for us has been a work in progress since we moved into this house, and I think this is the year that we're finally going to tackle it. I have visions. Our backyard is beautiful, and I want it to mirror that using blue and white colors. These stones are not put in place yet. These are just here as like Mark purchased all of them, and then he edged as far out as we want them to come, and we're still relatively early on into the spring season, so I'm going to use my plant finder app. I bought 6 endless summer blue hydrangeas because that's what we have in the backyard, and they enjoy the soil here, and we can make them a little bit bluer. And most of the, I don't know if you can see my reflection here. Hi, I'm a little bit hiding because I'm freshly rolled out of bed and just in a workout outfit, because this isn't like cute gardening where I get to wear nice clothes and just plant things. I'm going to be digging things up. Some things I will not be digging up. These are my Nana's peonies because this was my grandparents' house. So I have like a little row of them, and I'm not going to touch them to the best of my ability. Peonies do not like to be moved, especially after they've been set in one place for so long. Like this one, this is my favorite one that she has. No ants yet. So ants will come off. You don't want to wipe the ants off your peony bulbs because ants will come and chew this, and then that's what actually causes your flower to bloom. But I'd like to get rid of most everything that's in here, and we'll replant it on the side of the house. But this has just been a trickier area for us. So my goal is to figure out what's coming out, get that out today, and then see if I can put in, or at least figure out where my blue hydrangeas will go. They would be so beautiful actually here in front of the deck, but the tricky part is that this tree here hasn't bloomed. It has little buds, but it hasn't bloomed. So when the tree blooms, this actually becomes a full shade garden. So I'm thinking low white ground cover here in the form of lily of the valley, maybe even some forget-me-nots, phlox, something of that nature. So it'll just look like a little white bed before we get into the blue and white on this side. Let's figure out what kind of plants we have. This little bird is either excited or angry. Is it a woodpecker? Let me know if you know, bird friends. His head's a little red. He's cute. Okay, so we are almost done with the removal process. I'm going to need to move some peonies, which I'm a little nervous about. But I think we have placement for the hydrangeas. This isn't it, because I've been digging things out. I need Mark's help with this corner. These little daylilies are just really clumped into that hydrangea. So Mark's been splitting grasses in the back. We have lots of things to donate, find new homes over there. Yes, that is a wheelbarrow and a sled that we're using. And then this one's also full of viable plants. So we'll move what we can and then donate the rest. And the grass pile for donation just keeps on growing. Ah, pun. I think by the time that you see this video, because we're going to wait until these flowers start blooming to show you, it will probably be like June or July when it's 70 degrees, 80 degrees, sunny. We're going to the beach, but today it is 50 gray and it has been on and off raining. There's literal dirt on my face. We've just planted 6 different blue hydrangeas, and so I'm going to insert footage of what the summertime backyard garden looks like, because it is simply 2 plants. It is a endless summer blue hydrangea and then grass, like a tall grass that were my grandparents, because this home was my grandparents' home. So let me show you what we've done. We've added, I bought 5 of these hydrangeas. We had one, I've moved 2. I did need to end up moving some of the peonies, but not the heritage ones, not my grandmother's peonies. We kept those in the same spot because peonies are fussy and they don't like to be moved, which I can appreciate. So let me show you what we've planted so far. So this is like before 1.5. See, the rocks are not cemented in yet, but we moved this one forward to create like an arc. But this is a purchase, that's a purchase. I moved these peonies to all be together because they're gonna be the first to bloom in the springtime. So my goal is to have those be the first color of the garden, and then these will have green on them, but most of the time they don't have their little mop heads quite yet. I moved one of these bundles, these are white peonies, together, so it's like a little peony bush in between. And then we've got these 3 down here. I'm using my dripping system. And then these are the peonies that I wanted to preserve. Also, I'm only showing you the travesty that is the current backyard because I know by the time you see this video it's going to be beautiful, but there is work to do. This is how you access our Airbnb also. I put acid or like acidic soil. No, I don't know how to explain it. What's it called? It's called soil acidifier down for each of these because they are intended to be blue. But did you know that you can change the color of some of your hydrangeas simply by if the soil is more acidic or alkaline? So our soil tends to be a little more acidic, so they can be like a greeny white blue, but we like to make them deep blue so that when you pull up to the house, they make this incredible statement. So now the next project is going to be weeding this section and then finding a white ground cover to go here. And I did go to one of our local garden centers today to see what would be cute, kind of like in the front, because I have visions of there being like little white flowers against the stone, and then possibly in between with some cosmos, some bee balm, something in between these that could be used as cut flower. And I put the peonies kind of far back because I will plant in front of them since they just turn green for most of the summer. My other thought is putting really beautiful blue pots out here that kind of match our little mermaid bench and filling them with either like annual cut flowers or herbs. I wish that you could talk to me and tell me what to do here, honestly. But by the time this video comes out, I will have started experimenting. So we definitely have needs. This is not done by any stretch of the imagination, but it's at least cleaned out and better. This rocks will go in. We have plans for this bush to come out. Oh dear, it's windy out here. So yeah, that's today's work. Good morning from the same fresh out of bed, makeup free face, poofy curly hair, but from a very different front yard. The time lapse here, it's been about 4 weeks since I last showed you our yard, and lots has changed, and today I'm starting the process of spreading mulch. So I wanted to show you all the things, and watching the original footage back is very exciting. First, behind me, remember the tree I showed you and I told you that the garden below became a shade garden? It is in full bloom. We tend to wait for, do you see these little like green hangy downs? These all fall off the tree in mid-May, I guess. So we wait for a while to put mulch down because we've learned that when we do black mulch, these green things fall on the top and then the mulch just looks green. It's also why we haven't gotten, oh hello vehicle, why we haven't gotten new shells yet for this part of the driveway, because we've been waiting for the tree to drop. Let me show you what this looks like now. And it's not perfect and it's not done. And I haven't spread these mulch piles yet, but all the hydrangeas are in. The stones are cemented and I am really proud of Mark. I think they look incredible. let me show you what's going on with the peonies. So the peonies haven't bloomed yet, though. Look at these gorgeous bulbs. I should have staked these up. I did not know they were going to get so big. The ones that I transplanted in the back are much happier. They were very floppy the first few days, so this is good. But the ones that I planted over here are still sad. I'm gonna leave them and hope that they come back next year and that they're just being extra fussy this year because they were moved. But these peonies look happy. Let me get out of the garden. I planted my window boxes and those are looking excited. Look how tall my cosmos are getting. I planted them from seed. I'm really proud of things when I plant them from seed and then they grow. Like I've done something right. This peony, oh, the one I didn't want to move, remember her? These are my favorite. These are my Nana's. Oh, look, we have a bloom. Ah, the first one, you guys. She's coming. Oh, you are gorgeous, ma'am. Yes, Auntie, you eat off all of those buds. Look. Get to work, sir. Yes, ma'am. So this part of the garden I am thrilled with. I bought baby hostas, which are tipped over right on the deck. We're gonna do a hosta garden inside. I know I talked about a white spread here, but our hosta's on the other side. This is our like existing hosta garden. These are wildly huge. They're so happy in this shade. So, and I think this looks so pretty when the mulch is down. And again, it's just like clumped in piles. So that's my job this morning. That's our pile of mulch. It's so much mulch. But this always looks so nice. It covers like against the back wall of the house. It's so pretty. So I think they'll be happy here. Mark did dump this mulch in here before I had planted any hostas, but you know what? We work with what we work with. See all the green? No, thank you. You'll be going away soon. So this is the front scape. Also, look, no bush. There's no bush over here. Mark took the bush out. He laid stone and sod. We still need more pavers to go around this little ringlet tree, but I think it really highlights our birch tree and looks so pretty. Doesn't this look better? Cleaner? And he laid the shells here, so like this is a parking spot for the Airbnb. I'm gonna block that. We have an Airbnb guest, so I'm not gonna show their vehicle, but shells all the way down. And this is the vista of the front yard when you drive in from the side. I'm so happy. So the backyard, still a work in progress. And we still have some spots in the grass to work on, but this is big progress for the front yard. I'm gonna spread some mulch. I already started in this corner. It's looking so nice. So I'm just incredibly happy with this progress. Let me show you the vista through this door because last time I showed it to you, I was embarrassed and it's not good yet, but I think it's progress. There are little sticks. It's cleaner, right? Oh, my daisies are starting to come up. I put some pea shoots down there. Mulch in here, have a new little set by the sea. Like, this is better. This is better. Okay, let's mulch and get to work. So in just about half an hour's time, I was able to get the mulch down here in the front garden. Spaced out my two tiny little hostas. Seems like I'm going to need a bunch more, but luckily they grow very quickly. I love mulch because it just makes everything pop, but also it keeps your plants hydrated. So less water goes further. which is important. So, loving how this is coming out right now. I'm gonna head over to the hosta garden and see what I can get done there. Hosta garden time. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different types of hostas with different variegated leaves. These grow pretty quickly. See how big those are. Also, the tree. It's a good thing we have more mulch so I can just cover up the greenery that drives me crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna plant these now. And Mark is planting the side garden, so I'll show you that when it's done. This is the finished product. I tried to space them out, but some of them I did move. Also, some of them are bigger than the other, like little baby here, but this one gets really big, and this is the biggest one. This is Empress Wu, so I put her on the end. But I really like how this turned out. I do need to remulch this, but that's true of over here as well. Different today. We are losing daylight quickly out here, but we've got, this is a limelight hydrangea that we replanted earlier. We've got a Nantucket blue here. I'm giving a little drip drink. An Annabelle, these are white. You can see that this one is dehydrated based on like how its leaves are sitting. So I did give it water. I may give it one more spritz before we go in for the night. Another new Annabelle. And then these phlox we transplanted. So that's an Annabelle. I like the way that plant looks. I'm not sure it's going to live there forever, but we do need something low near the charger. And then now this area is a super mess, but that's okay. It's all planted. We've got the acidifier in for the blue guys. We'll mulch, clean this side up. Looks good. Good morning. It is a glorious sunshine, blue sky, warm day, and Mark has just finished distributing the rest of the mulch that was in the enormous mulch pile that was in our driveway over here, which I've shown you. So now that I think everything is finally planted, I have new piles to spread. Also, so much weeding, particularly just in between that one. But I have new piles. I'm starting in the back because I know if I start in the front, I will lose steam and be like, oh, I'll do the back another day. But we are supposed to have a party out here next week, so I want to make sure the back is in tip-top shape. Mark cut the grass. Yeah, we're getting there. So let's do some mulch spreading together. Mulch round 2. Oh, there's a lump right there I need to fix. In the backyard is done. My lemon tree is going to go over here. Mark cut these grasses back this year because they get wildly huge and they're such babies. I'm kind of wishing he didn't, especially because I don't think the hydrangeas are going to bloom this year. So we have like one little mop head here. Normally, all of this dead wood has growth on it like those few do, but at the time, apparently there was one magical day where it was warm, or it had been warm, and then we got a frost and it killed like all of the new growth. So we may end up with just these beautiful hydrangea ball bushes, but that would be so sad because that's one of the things that makes our backyard special, is like this blue. And this row is growing really nicely, but over there it's mostly just sticks, and it's mid-June. I also have this like wild mint patch. Ignore the propane tanks, we're getting the bar ready. I have this wild mint that was my grandmother's, and I've contained it to just this corner by the bar. Like, my goal is anything that grows in here I pick, and I did put it in a pot. So I think I'm just gonna keep picking it and putting it in various pots to keep, because I certainly don't want to lose her mint, but I also know that mint is crazy invasive. So right now, this is the backyard landscape. The deck is a mess, please ignore. But look, oh, let me show you our new cushions. These are outdoor fabric cushions. I'm so excited. Blue and white coral, yes please. So cute. This is the last of the mulch. You can see how everything that's like dark is where the mulch was. So we have this bucket left. I'm gonna mulch in here for our newbies who are looking pretty darn happy, and then I'll move on to the front. While it might not look it, this is the tidiest this side has ever looked. One thing that drives me crazy is our driveway, because we don't have like pavers or an end gap, but we do plan to replace the entire driveway. It's a long-term plan because of what we want to do with it. We were thinking maybe stamped concrete, or even doing pavers and then grass strips. So we don't put anything here knowing that that's a future plan. But I think with the fresh mulch, our new beautiful plants, those guys will perk up. They were just transplanted. It's just the tidiest this side has ever looked. The side gets better every year, but this is one of the better years for it. And hopefully these hydrangeas thrive here and they get big and bushy and beautiful, so I can cut them and provide some privacy for the basement. Yeah. My window boxes are lurking extra peppy this morning. I'm hoping our tree doesn't shed any more of these little green things, so you can see them a little bit in the garden. But we've finished all that wheelbarrow of mulch. Everybody in the front's looking happy. Look at my cosmos. Oh, I'm so pleased with them. My peonies, I have one bulb left if it's planning on coming out. I need a prettier peony stand for sure. I'm gonna give everything a nice drink, and then I'm gonna see if I can leaf blow the dirt in the driveway. That's a gift on the front deck. Oh, and I don't know if we have shown you Callie's new tree swing. So cute. Please plan on there being photo ops here in the near future. So while the deck is not ready for summer preview, that's coming last, The yard, I think, is finally ready, and I'm so sad that my hydrangeas haven't bloomed. Like, the time span from when you started this video has been literally months, and because of a cold frost that happened in February, our hydrangeas are like the leaves are beautiful, but there are very few blue little mop heads, and that is unusual for this time of year. So I want to show you what it looks like right now in this lovely evening lighting. So this is the backyard, which you've seen me weed so many times. We're getting ready for the 4th of July, and by the time you watch this, the 4th will have come and gone. But you can see that like these bushes have a ton of still like old wood, which normally in the year is replaced with actual blue hydrangeas. And we have some little baby hydrangea heads. Hello, gorgeous. Keep growing. So maybe by August, it's looking really nice down here. I think the yard actually looks beautiful, but the flowers are the least pretty that they've ever been. But look at my little sweet peas growing sneakily back here. I'm so pleased with them. Tiny little basil. This hydrangea that's like hidden from everything seems to have the most amount of blue on it, but we can go into the front yard. Callie really wanted to be in this shot. These are the front hydrangeas. So the ones we planted this year are really happy.
So good.
They smell so good. And I want to cut them, but I feel like they're too new for that. I will be cutting some of the window box stuff down because the wind took some of it. But these are happy here. Okay, so one last project is that we need to spread this lump of dirt and then mulch on top, but Mark cemented in the stones, and I think it looks so pretty, especially with the blooming of the birch. Isn't this cleaner over here now? So much better. Look, blue. So like next year, the hope is when I show these to you that these are going to be like bushes. Oh, I'm already so excited, but thrilled that there's blue out here, that my peonies returned, super happy in both situations. Because remember, one was looking really sad and now they're not. Please ignore the large mattress on the deck, and that our hostas are already growing and happy down here. Look, some of them are flowering. Yeah. So yeah, that is the garden update. As expected, the backyard is much more green and less blue for this July, so I think it will be really interesting to compare this year's blooms to next year's, because last year these bloom balls were huge. So yeah, that one day in February here on the East Coast really caused the blooms to stop on old wood for hydrangeas. But regardless, this is what the backyard is currently looking like to celebrate on July 5th. Because the fireworks got rained out last night, so we postponed the party, and here's what it looks like so far. This is kind of the corner vista. We have this Yeti cooler here that's going to be for the kids with popsicles, pouches, and juice boxes. The bar is ready to go. My rosé on tap came in. I'm very excited about that. We have the tablescape, because this is where all the food will go. I'm very excited about this tablecloth. It is indoor-outdoor use, and I will be washing it and using it for years to come. We have all of our patriotic red, white, and blue going on here. Let me show you the bar. So I was able to pick some blooms and put them in here. This is what's on tap today. We have all plastic, reusable outdoor wear, so nothing gets broken here. And then tonight, the lights will go on, so I'll try to get a clip of that. See, lots of wood. Not a lot of hydrangeas, but we work with what we have to try to make it look nice. Daisies are in bloom. These old hydrangeas are blooming, so they seem very happy back here. And I'll leave you there.